Welcome back, tiny friends. I'm Jolene. Welcome to Tiny Keyhole Minis. Today I'll be working in the Josephine house, and I'm using this ribbon that I purchased from Temu to create the runner in the hallway. This is a beautiful piece of ribbon, and they had different designs and colors. Oh, it feels like a rug, and it's embroidered, and I just thought that this would be perfect in the hallway. So I'm just going to cut down a piece. It's about 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut down a piece for the length that I need. And I'm using a sewing pin to fray the ends. So I'm just going to pull off a few strands just to get these ends just to fray out to make it look more like a rug. Okay, so here's what it looks like. And I frayed my ends, and now I'm going to age it just slightly because I don't really want to ruin it. So I'm just going to use a nail file just to dull down some of the color. I don't know how noticeable it'll be, but I'm just going to go in and just wear it down just a little bit. Can't have a brand new rug in the Josephine house because everything is old in that house. Okay, so here is a comparison of before and after, and it's not much of a difference, but the color in person is a little more worn down. I may go in later on and use some watered down acrylic just to dirty it up just a little bit. I didn't do that for this video, but I may end up doing that. Right now, I'm just going to coat the back of it with a watered down Mod Podge or glue solution, just to stiffen it up and keep those strings from fraying anymore. Now I'm going to create a few accessories for the gossip chair. So I'm going to make some pencils, and I'm using my craft knife, and I am using some toothpicks. Now I saw this on the Square to Spare. So if you're interested in seeing her tutorial as well, just click the link in the description box below. I'll put a link to her video. But these things are so super cute, and they're very tiny. So I'm going to begin with shaving down one of the ends, and it did take me a couple times because I'm so heavy-handed. But you really want to stay on the surface. You don't really want to dig in too deep because then you're going to give your pencil some really deep gouges and grooves. For me, it's just inevitable, so it's hard for me to avoid that. But I'm trying to just stay on the surface and take your time while doing this so you don't cut your fingers. And you just want to skim off a little bit at a time until you get down to the size that you would like to have. I've broken quite a few from taking too much off, but this is one of those projects where it takes some practice. After you get down to where you would like it to be, just take some sandpaper and sand it lightly. I've got a fine grit paper here, and I'm just trying to smooth it down a little more so it doesn't look like it was carved down. It could probably use a little more sanding, but you sand it until you're happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. I've already made 2 more, so I'm just doing this for the video. After that, you just want to carve down the very end for your lead. So you just want to carve that out a little bit more to a point, and then I'm going to go ahead and sand this a little more. I've also sanded the end opposite of the point, more rounder for the eraser. So don't forget to sand your end to a rounder point if you want kind of like a used looking eraser. Okay, it's not perfect, but it'll work. So I've got this tiny little pencil. Now it's time to paint it. Okay, I'm using a deep ochre for the yellow color because it's a pretty good match, because pencils are kind of that orangish yellow, and the deep ochre, it seems to match perfectly. So I'm just going to paint the midsection. I'm not painting the tip, and I'm not painting the eraser part. Okay, once that's dry, I'm going to mix a little red and white to create that darker pink eraser color. And I'm just going to paint the tip. After your paint has dried, it's time to add the little metal piece around the eraser. And I'm using a very tiny strip of aluminum foil. You can see how tiny it is. I'm just going to apply a little bit of super glue on the very end of this and then lay the pencil down on top of that. And I'm just going to let it set for a couple seconds before I actually roll this up. You can use that foil tape for this. I actually found a huge roll of that in my garage, but I completely forgot that I had found some of that. Once it's nice and set, I'm just going to roll it around just until it covers it up. That's all you need. But I do want to say the tighter you roll this, the better it is. And for this one, it's not rolled very tight. I didn't do a very good job, but you definitely want to make sure that you get it nice and tight. So now I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue on the tip and close it up. Okay, my eraser's a little bit longer than I would like on this one, but that's okay. You're really not going to notice unless you're looking very, very closely. They're just so tiny. So once you get your metal piece on, you want to take something sharp like your tweezers or a pointy tool and just create 2 grooves that go all the way around for added detail. Just press it down as you're turning your pencil around. This part doesn't have to be perfect. They're so tiny, it's still going to give that illusion that that detail is there. Okay, for the last part, you just want to add your lead. I'm using a black Sharpie. You can use paint, you can use nail polish, or you can use a marker for this. And you just want to dab the bottom. Now you want to add some sort of varnish just for that gloss that the pencils have. So I used a Duraclear satin varnish. And here are all my pencils. I only made 3, but I'm going to put them around the house. Okay, now I'm going to create a little notepad, and I found this one in my stash. I got it in one of my mystery bags for 25 cents from Earth and Tree Dollhouse and Miniatures, and it's a little big, so I'm going to scale it down. I'll save the cover for something else, but I'm going to use the paper part because it already has the lines on that. So I'm just going to scale it down to size and trim it down. Okay, so I got my little notepad and I'm going to make a doctor's appointment for Miss Margo and write down her doctor's contact info. Right now I'm using pencil, but I'll go over it with a darker marker. You might recognize this famous phone number if you say it out loud. And if you figured out whose phone number it really is, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now that Miss Margo has her pencil and notepad so she can remember her doctor's appointment, I thought I would make her an address book. And I'm going to use some of this vintage wallpaper scrap that I had. It came with the very first dollhouse that I purchased. So I just cut a little piece out and I'll be using this for the cover. I'm going to create some pages and some alphabet tabs as well. Okay, her little address book is almost completed, but now it's a lot thicker now that I've added the little alphabet tabs. And I just used regular printing paper and it's super thick now. So maybe this little clip will help it stay closed some. I've got this gold nylon string and I thought it would be really cute to just add a little strip of it on the front. So I'm just going to measure it and cut it out. And then I'm going to place it on the other side of the cover where the little blue line is. Okay, tiny friends, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this quick little ditty. I'm just placing these pencils all about. And if you've enjoyed this video today, please hit that like button and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I want to thank all my subscribers. Welcome to my new subscribers. Thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already, and hit that top bell notification so you don't miss any more upcoming projects and you can follow along with me on my miniature journey. When I come back to the hallway, I'm going to be working on this wall, adding the pieces to age it up, and I was thinking about creating some non-functional lights just for decorative purposes. I still have to add the railing and oh, and the mop. I keep forgetting to tell you guys, if you want to see a great tutorial on the mop, I'll put a link in the description box below to Queen City Minis. She's where I got the inspiration to create this mop. So definitely check out how she creates it. It's pretty easy. It's pretty fun. And I'm not really sure what else I'll be doing in the hallway before I get to the portrait wall, but once this hallway is completed, I'll move on to creating portraits for that wall. So until next time, tiny friends, you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all on the mini side. Bye-bye.